Okay, so Doug, you've been with Frontenacs now for 2.5 seasons. What's the most important thing you've learned as head coach of the Frontenacs?
Well, I just think it's the education side as far as the league in general. Now that I've been there obviously longer, I've got to pick some new players and add some young players. And knowing this league, it's really important to do a lot of scouting and at the same time be aware of the other players in the league. So when you do make trades, you get good players. And it's a hard thing to do, but there's a lot of work behind it. And part of that is, again, the education side that you really got to continue on and grow as a whole management and bring in good young players, and then we got to develop them the proper way.
Now, what's the transition for you been like from being a player to now being a coach on the bench?
As a player, you can go out and kind of control a game.
It is Gilmour waiting around the net, waiting, he's open! Gilmour!
As a coach, you're more of a director, and you just put the players out and you hope that they come to play. And the other side of it is you really, years ago as a player, you didn't understand when coaches said you weren't ready. Now I know what they're talking about, because I see it in their eyes before a game, and if they're mentally prepared, and physically they're pretty much always there, but it's a mental side.
How would you describe your coaching style?
I like to obviously play your best players. You know, if you don't play your best players, you're not going to win too often. So part of that, I'm not a yeller and screamer. I want to, again, develop these kids. I want to give them all kinds of confidence. You're allowed to make mistakes. You can't be that cat in a tin roof. Mm-hmm. So it's like you got to go out every game and you know, again, I want them to make mistakes. I want them to be creative. I just don't want them to kind of repeat the mistakes all the time, and again, kind of follow the system is most important.
Now these guys you're dealing with, they're young teenagers. Some of them have strong personalities, some egos there. How do you get them to listen to what you want to tell them?
Good question. I'm still trying to work on that. It is a little different because obviously you need your parents' support, you need your agent's support, and you need your peers' support. But you also have to listen and rely on us to kind of develop you and push you in the right direction. A lot of times that as coaches, you know, you don't want the kids to fall in a funk. You want to, again, to keep them motivated. They all want to play more. They all want to be better. They all want to go be drafted. And some will. Some develop at a different time where they become signed as a free agent. So again, it's just leaving the door open and letting them come in and talk to you if they have an issue, if they have a problem. Try to kind of correct that ASAP.
This is a club that hasn't done well in the postseason. How do you motivate these kids to want to continue, get better throughout the playoffs with a club that hasn't been performing well?
Well, you know what, the last little bit, I'm not here to make excuses. My first year last year in the playoffs, the year before, we were nowhere close to it. So we, you know, it's a new season. Everybody's even in points. Players can kind of make or break their careers by playoffs, and the players that didn't have very good seasons, that's where you really pump them up and say, hey, go and have the best season ever, because it's what counts is now. And I will make sure that, again, all these guys will be ready and focused and go from there.
Now, coaching in Kingston, this is a city you have a lot of history in, your hometown, and you know the management system as well. Do you feel an added pressure, expectation to perform at a higher level because of this? Well,
I think everybody's kind of going to say the same thing that you're saying, and because of the past and the history. Do we have to get past the first round? Well, you don't have to, but we want to, and that's something, again, that I believe we can. And I felt our past 4 games we played much better. Our goaltending still, you know, Frankie's gotten a lot better. Obviously waiting for our #1 guy to get back, but if he doesn't get back, then we've got to deal with this. And again, as long as I see what the energy level that they're bringing night in and night out, and especially the last 4 games as we're kind of directing ourselves into the playoffs, if they play like that, I'm not too worried about it.
Seems like a challenging job, but what have you found to be the most enjoyable part about it?
just to watch the kids. I think most at the end of the year when they say bye and you hear other kids speak and how much they enjoy it and how much they're looking forward to the following year and what might be going on. And again, it's just to see them succeed is kind of the most rewarding.